Hello, everybody. DM Seth here, and along with me, we've got Connor.
Hello.
Adam.
Hello.
And Jacob.
Hey, yo.
And I don't often do this, but sometimes, well, I don't think I've actually ever done it in an intro, but I will tell you the reference or the inspiration I had for the name Bubba for the giant bullywug for the last episode. I named him after that because Bubba was the name of the first fish known to have undergone chemotherapy.
What?
He deserved it with that name. He deserved it.
I don't know if it was named after or before.
Not the like illness, not the illness. Like he deserved that medical achievement.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
I very much misunderstood that.
No, Bubba, no, I'm sorry. Bubba, no.
Oh God. But that's that. And that's my intro.
Thank you, Bubba. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Oh, Adam, do you have one of those bits ready?
You know what? I don't. Oh, well, maybe.
Well, good thing I do. And I pulled one
there you
out. This is weird because for some reason, some sites do this when I read the review. It's like whenever there's like an ampersand. Is it ampersand or ampersand?
Ampersand, I believe.
Only the gods know.
Ampersand? Either way, it makes it weird to read. But here we go. Did you read this one already? I'll read it out. So this comes from BJSMEFIEJ. Thank you.
Definitely not. I've never read that before.
Yeah, I think it's...
I remember something that started with BJ.
BJ Smithage. I stumbled upon this podcast a few weeks ago and decided to give it a go as a casual D&D fan. And I was astonished by the audio quality, editing, and most importantly, the amazing characters at the center of the story. Seth, Jacob, Adam... seems like they forgot Connor here. And Connor are incredibly talented storytellers and musicians. I can't wait to go back and listen to seasons one and 2. They didn't listen to season 3. Now that I've caught up to the present day with season 3, cannot recommend this podcast highly enough. These guys are truly the real deal, and I hope more people join this wild ride. Thank you so much. And man, I wonder what it's hard for me to put myself in the shoes of a listener who just starts at season 3. Yeah. I know people do it, but
That's why we have those onboarding episodes.
Whenever I tell people about the show, I typically always just, like, shooting from the hip, I recommend start from season 2, because we all know, we mention this all the time on the Discord, that like season 1's audio is so bad, and by the time you get to season 3, so much plot has advanced that you kind of need to start at season 2, but for some reason, people seem to start at season 3.
I am always shocked. I don't know. I feel like we're really hard on ourselves with season 1, but some people, yeah, they have a soft spot for it. I think it's good as a whole. It's pretty much just one arc and it's a complete package, but yeah.
Except our accents are way off. And
that's true.
I don't want to say off because they were OG.
Zippy was British.
Oh yeah, and Darian was way more posh back in the day.
Yeah.
Hello, governor.
Well, he's... Look, Darian has just evolved by spending more time with Norman and Peterson, and Zippy seems to have followed suit as well.
Well, look at how we've grown, and look at where we are now, and look at what we're doing. We're finally maybe getting a Grand Treasure piece, finally. But let's do a quick recap for those who need it. All right. Last week on Cheaper by the Dungeon. Woo! Last week, you guys started your heist, but before you went to kind of the parade for the Basement Brouhaha Pyre Pitch team, Darian, you wanted to get your peepers fixed. And I think you thought it would be much smoother than it was.
And I would have too if it weren't for that wascally wabbit.
Yeah.
Dr. Wascally Wabbit.
Doctor?
We went to the Wonder Workshop, and where Darian had left his metal eyes to be constructed and also infused with not only Mir's blood, the god of the storms, but also the Tinder Soul. You came back, and sure enough, they were ready to be put in. But unfortunately, Zippy was allowed to be pretty much one of the primary doctors on one of your eyes, with a silver spoon in hand and Normandy holding you down, and you passed out. They did some retina.
Whoa!
That's why it went wrong.
That's why they needed the spoon.
You find that in the cheaper by the dungeon doujinshi.
There's no discernible difference between an eye hole and a butthole.
Retinal surgery, I think, or just complete eye surgery. Anyways, they engraved funny jokes on the back of each of the eyes, and they plopped them in. And sure enough, Darian, you can see. But as you were waking up, you heard a familiar voice. Draken. Ooh. Draken seems to be, for some reason, randomly speaking to you. But you went forward with the heist towards the castle. You joined up with the basement brouhahas who were being led to the castle to meet King Verulius with some of the premier wizards, the Wizard Council members. And you all went, and when you found an ideal time to slip away, you did so. And you slipped to the sidelines, to the woods near the castle, because you were going to go in through a pond, a secret entrance potentially. But as you were dashing out, Letitia the Cyclops was talking to the other Wizard Council members leading your group, and you noticed Letitia was holding a chain, and attached to that chain with these muzzles over their mouths and nose, and also these nullstone handcuffs, were the druids that were residing in the painting realm. They had been found and captured, and probably assumed to be a part of the crystal disappearance. Zippy, feeling quite conflicted, was still convinced to go forward with the plan as long as Darian and Norman agreed to help save them later. And you guys went off, and you found the pond, and you went in swimming through this cave, this ice cave that was oh so cold. And you overheard from some guards, some wizard guards, this cave is basically housing some creature named Bubba that needed to be kept super cold. And that was also their security system. And as you swam through, Darian, you with your swimming cap of breathing, Normandy as this giant, a dire seahorse, and Zippy, I believe you were just like, what was it? What did you call yourself? A shark, a land shark or something? It was just a shark.
Shark. I can't.
You all swam through and were hiding behind some icebergs as you accidentally entered into Bubba's feeding room. And they were chilling some meat, and rising from the pit of this lake that you're in was this massive bullywug that can summon hundreds of arcane eyes that only you, Darian, for some reason with your new eyes, can see. And those arcane eyes act as kind of the security system throughout the castle. So, here we are. You guys are in the lake. And Randy contacted you saying he also sensed some arcane eyes in the castle, even though they're invisible, except to Darian. So you know that you have two options, really. A, skedaddle out of here and do your best with the arcane eyes potentially finding you, or take care of Bubba. So, cut in. You guys are hiding behind an iceberg, floating in this lake near the edge of the wall. And you just saw Bubba descend deep, deep, deep into the water. And the water goes from lukewarm, from the heat from his body rising, back to a shivering cold. What would you like to do? Well put.
Thank you, my noble seahorse.
We cannot see the arcane eye, right?
Zippy and Norman cannot.
That's right. But do we know the arcane eye, it can only see what's visible. Like if something is invisible, it cannot see. Like the arcane eye does not have true sight, right?
Can it see something invisible?
Yeah. So like if someone per se were to cast invisibility, the arcane eye cannot see that.
This one can. It can see
Okay.
through magic. That's kind of its deal.
That's right. Okay.
It's a little bit of a homebrewed one.
Thank you for that free information.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
definitely had no
I
way
didn't,
of
I didn't
knowing
want
that.
rule lawyers like coming to put me in jail.
So as Norman C, I will just continue to be an obedient steed. Direct me with your heels as you will, Darian.
Darian, after
I like it when you step on me is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you're welcome. A lot of people have to pay for that. So as the things settle, Darian looks at his two companions and just kind of describes the arcane eye swirl that occurred at the end of the last episode, and confirming for them, just for the sake of not reiterating everything, and confirming for them that Bubba is in control of these arcane eyes, and then kind of reiterating kind of what you said, Seth, and this is where we'll jump in. So either we take out Bubba, or we go through the castle with all of these eyes everywhere, with good odds of being caught. Before you guys say anything, I think... Zippy, I know you really want to help the druids, and I think to do that, we need to be as silent as possible from here on out, so you still have a chance to get back to them, without it turning into an absolute war zone. So, as much as I hate the idea of diving deeper into this pit, I don't know if we have another option other than disabling Bubba.
Can Darian understand us if we talk? Doesn't he have that helmet or something that he can?
I do have a helm of comprehend languages, but currently I'm wearing my cap of water breathing, so I'd have to kind of keep swapping back and forth.
No, you gotta put the cap on and then the helmet on top.
If Seth would allow me, I'd do it.
I'll allow a double capping in this case.
I slide the helm of comprehend languages on top so I can speak with them.
Darian, thank you so much. But how are we supposed to beat that thing? It's huge. And if I knew that we're gonna have to go against this huge thing, I would have maybe, I don't know. I was going for cool factor with this shark thing. I don't know if I'm battle ready or anything.
Oh wow, I really wish I had taken the other one. I had the opportunity to take the spell for breathing underwater, and you can do 6 creatures with it, and I took water walk instead. Isn't there pie on my face, huh?
Why don't we just go up? Oh, I guess the arcane eyes would see us. Wait, why don't we just go up? The arcane eyes would see us, I suppose. And I get really British for some reason when I do that.
Well, that's the risk, right? Is we go in and have to be extra stealthy through the castle to make sure we don't get caught, or we disable the security system. And neither seems like an easy choice, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I'm a fan of being a seahorse. It's really cool. The only problem is I cannot contribute anything to battle. I don't think I can cast any spells. I don't have my hands to do my somatic components. So it would be a battle of you two against a giant Bubba. So
I'm going to be honest, having a water mountain in combat would actually be quite useful, so don't count yourself out yet.
nay.
DM, what's the underwater area look like where Bubba kind of submerged to?
It looks pretty rocky. It's a smooth kind of cylinder down, but then at the bottom it's very dark, but you can kind of make out Bubba's sleeping, and it kind of opens up into an even larger arena.
Ooh.
So there's it's like a rocky hole though, right?
Yeah.
Basically like that Majora's Mask pit out in the ocean. There's a bunch. You have to get the Zora eggs out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically.
I just want to double check. I cannot cast spells in this form, Seth?
No. But I will say, just in case everybody wasn't clear, arcane eyes, while yes, this one can see and kind of see through some magical abilities, it cannot hear anything. If that changes anything for you, they are deaf. And also, if you didn't remember, Bubba can get spicy.
So not only would be having restricted movement in water be a problem, but potentially heat as well. So we might be just getting some straight up damage over time down there.
Is he a humanoid? I know he's giant. Is he still technically a humanoid? Is he like a monstrosity at this point?
He's still a bullywug.
Just a big ass bullywug.
Would you define that? Don't look too much into this. Would you define that as a humanoid?
I don't
like
think
a giant
bullywugs
frog.
are. Is it a giant frog?
But they're a humanoid, like they're a playable race.
I don't think that necessarily means humanoid.
Well, I guess it what really matters is how you made the world, DM.
I feel like
DM.
I'm getting baited for something here.
No, not at all. But is it a humanoid?
They are humanoids.
Well, in typical lore, but Seth, what would you say?
I would say, you know what? For the name like Bubba, probably pretty humanoidish.
I'm just curious. I'm not asking for any specific reason. Okay, good to know.
So, did Bubba come up and eat something and then went back down?
Yeah, they ate some chilled meat to cool them down.
Do we have any, does anyone have any meat on them or anything?
Nothing beyond like standard rations.
Is there like a box that they left up there of like extra chilled meat or anything on like the pier or wherever this opening was where he came up?
Perception check.
Dia, while he's rolling, I'm just going to talk to Darian, if that's cool. So, I do have calm emotions. If we want to sneak past Bubba and get to that arena down there, and if worst case scenario, if he ever wakes up and is all angry, you could, or I could turn back into a humanoid myself, and but I can't really speak, and all my spells are kind of verbal. You know what? I'll just stay as a seahorse. Yeah.
I'll say I think Bubba's in that arena, as it were. I suspect that's where, if we were going to have a conflict with him, it would be down there. And yes, if
Shouldn't we bait him up here? At least we'd have an advantage.
Yeah, we might cause a lot more noise. Who knows? There's so much uncertainty here. Who's to say? But I would say you turning back into Normandy here would be pretty tough because, yes, well, maybe you could get 1 or 2 spells off. You'd lose a lot of air down there. And unless Zippy or you have some other spells for water breathing, our options are fairly limited.
And I would hate to waste his spell. He did such a good job turning me into the seahorse. I wouldn't want to offend him, so maybe I'll just stay as horse mode, seahorse mode.
I can still hear you, Norman. I'm just, my eyes are looking in that direction, but I can hear you. Thanks for caring about my spells.
I forgot that you were right there. For some reason, I thought you were too busy perceiving, so you weren't paying attention. I'm so sorry.
I'm perceiving, but I got ears too. DM, I rolled an 18 plus 5, so a 23.
Okay. You see the 2 bullywug wizard guards that dropped the meat are walking back up the stairs. They were like dragging them behind them in these like nets. But you look at where they were standing, and you can see there's some like remains, and there's some on that ledge where they dropped them off into the lake. So there is some remains of meat there if you wanted to try and use those.
DM, the bullywug is a source of great heat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's why they're keeping the water cold. But if he got too cold, would that be bad for him, or is that basically impossible with his size and heat?
Seems like too hot is the more dangerous one for this guy.
If only I had like some immensely powerful fire attack. But I know. Guys, I could also use like darkness. I could cast darkness around the arcane eyes so they wouldn't know exactly what's going on. If he gets up here and the arcane eyes are like still about, then I could, disguise them that way. But Zip, it looked like you had an idea.
Well, here's what I was thinking. Well, I got this new ability when I was just thinking about it. I was like, last night I was touching my chest, missing my fur, and I was kind of drawing funny things on it. And then I realized I can draw funny things on other things, and then it got a little out of control. And I learned I could do like some really powerful things. So I call it basically it's called just like a symbol, I guess. And I can do some wacky things. And one of the things I can do is like I can just put symbols on things, and if anyone comes close to it, it can really pack a punch. And so I was thinking, I saw them give him the meat over there. What if we like put the symbol on the meat and we got him like eat it or something, and we could do tons of damage?
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Now, would we want to bait him up here, or do we want to bring the meat down there first? Because, obviously, if we fight him down there, we're at a disadvantage because we're underwater. But if we fight him up here, we might be hurt. So it's a bit of a trade-off either way.
No, absolutely. That's the hard thing. That's why I didn't want to really, say it. But now here we are.
The only benefit I can see to bringing it deeper down is to help keep things quiet. Just not knowing how loud these symbols will be. My only concern is if we're deep down there, Norman will have to stay as a seahorse to be able to survive. And Zippy, you would need to stop being an animal and then go back into it just to keep the breathing. And if this symbol, doesn't take him down in one smack, then it's just gonna be me down there riding around on Norman Sea for this battle, which is, it could potentially get noisy or potentially go south. If we're all up here at the top, the two of you could come out of your animal forms and we could create a coordinated attack. It just might be a little bit louder. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, if we end the battle quickly, while everyone's rushing in, we can still hide. You probably can hide us again with Pass Without a Trace. We could use some teleportation abilities. I think we all have the ability to do that. We could just hop into the next room. So if everyone's coming here, then we could just boop, and everyone's looking at the dead body of the big, what's his name? Bubba? And so I think even if we do attract noise, it's not the end of the world.
Well, ideally we would want to be hiding Bubba's body, because the second that gets found, everything's gonna go on high alert.
I see.
Well, if we kill Bubba, I'm sure I could cast something to like change his form from, who he is to maybe like kind of like what I did with the penguin back in the day.
Do you have anything that could
make
just
him a little guppy or something?
Yeah,
a dead guppy.
A dead. Most of those transformation spells, usually the creature's alive. Do you have anything that you could just, I don't know, sink him to the bottom if he floats?
Or you could just turn him into a snail right now. Why don't we just put him as a snail?
He's pretty big, though. And I'd have to get really close.
Oh, yes, true.
Everybody Constitution saving throw.
We're talking about if he's dead. Like, could you just I don't know,
No, you stop. Everybody Constitution saving throw.
Oh, what?
Okay. Interesting.
As you're discussing your plan.
Ooh, woof.
Oh! Nat 20, baby!
Oh, shit. I got a 10 plus 1.
Well, get ready for this
Thanks,
one.
Jake.
Get ready for this one, guys. 6 plus 1. Woo, 7.
Wow. Norman C. coming in to save the day.
C stands for Constitution.
Yeah, exactly.
Norman, you're the only one who notices during this discussion and conversation that you notice that there's a vibration, a little burst. You feel a shake and tremor as you look down, and you just see some bubbles rising, and they're like plopping, and a wave of heat just rises, and it gets almost unbearable, and you're hugging the iceberg. Zippy and Darian, you're kind of like frogs in a boiling pot of water slowly that got kind of used to it until you notice, oh, this is very hot. And then you kind of hop out of the water quickly as you each take 5 points of fire damage.
Me too, DM?
You take only half,
Hey, nice. Perfect.
and then you feel the water subside as some of the icebergs in the water start melting even quicker, but the heat
Holy.
sinks. Bubba probably let one rip.
Nasty.
Yeah, maybe we should get Bubba up here. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we were already in a disadvantage fighting in the water, and taking heat damage while also being stuck in the water is a clear sign for disaster. So I'm team bring him to the top.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Darian, can you... are we still in Pass Without a Trace, or...
Yes, actually, it's still going.
Okay, so we should be able to get on the pier pretty easily where we can look at the meat scraps left over.
Yeah, here I'll climb up, and I've got a bit of extra rope here. I'll try and ball it up like it was before, and I'll holding it on top of the ice as to hopefully not lure him up here prematurely. Then you can cast the glyph on it, and then once we're all in place, I'll toss it in.
I guess everyone will have to come out of our animal form. So, Norman, do you have something that could make him like sink quick or something? I mean, I guess I could find something, but I might have to just focus on the glyph.
I mean, I can make him feel really calm. So, that's that's always nice. Or I can I'm not really much of like an artillerist, I more specialized abilities, but I have some tricks up my sleeve that I could do in a pinch.
Like, does anybody have anything just like heavy, like that we could just once he's dead weigh him down like a big rock or something?
Did we ever buy that immovable rod? Do we have that?
I do have that, but that's an immovable rod. I guess I could.
I know, but if you actually put that down somewhere in the water, maybe he wouldn't notice it. He'd swim right through it and stab himself on it all the way through. That's another option too.
It's a lot of
But
fun.
you'd have to again get in the
I
water.
could conjure a huge rock. A huge rock and put it on him or something.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's literally all I mean. Like after he's dead, just literally weigh him down
I
with
feel
some
like you've seen
rocks.
me do that before. Are you hinting at me to speak up or something?
I
This is like Land Before Time.
I didn't know you had the ability to just create rocks. I know that you do that whole stone wall thing. I didn't know you could just make a boulder or something. But if you can just make a boulder, we literally just place it on him and sink him to the bottom mafia style and just get him out of here.
All right, let's do it. You guys make your way through the water quietly and as smoothly as possible. You see the two bullywug feeders are making their way back up the staircase and back up into the castle until they're out of view. And you can notice down the tunnel where you came from, the bullywugs have found their stuff and they've left as well. So you're pretty much alone in this cave. But Darian, you do see coming back around the corner is an arcane eye. But you guys quickly get up top and you make your way just to the feeding platform, and you make it, there's a little bit of a divot back into it where there's some crates and things, but there is some leftover meat on the ground that you guys can morph into your own kind of meatball.
Nona would be proud.
This is vaguely familiar to the grapes, but very different as well.
And you all return out of your wild shape forms too.
No, Norman C. We love
To do
these.
Norman C.
No. Ooh, Darian, can I hold the immovable rod? Can I hold on to it?
Sure.
I mean, you're not going to be holding it. You're going to be wielding your swords and going all crazy.
Right.
And I only have one hand, so what do you think?
But what's it for, though?
Well, just to hold on to it so it's ready.
For what?
Darian, he's just holding on to it. Come on.
I lower my voice. I don't really have anything else to contribute, Darian. Go on.
Well, right, but what are you gonna do? Are you gonna
I'll hold on to it for you.
rod Bubba to death? Sure. I mean, okay.
Darian, let him have this. Let him
Yeah, I
have
mean,
this.
sure.
Darian, you get to do cool things all the time.
I noticed you only said yes after Zippy said something, but fine, I'll take
No,
it.
I'm
I
saying
think he's just threatened you're going to do cooler things than him. Who knows what you could do with that? Anyways.
Well, I am, but I do have a flair for theatric, maybe a little bit of the unexpected. So we'll see if it may not even be
Come on,
effective.
Darian. He doesn't have the whole Royce thing in him anymore.
Look,
You gotta give him-
look.
Like
You
his
can-
new thing is
That's
he's
true. I'm
immovable
like a
rod
two-dimensional.
man.
I'm like a two-dimensional character now.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like
I'm a half-ass spellcaster
Hold
here.
it, Zippy. I can say that about myself.
Look, I'm a half-ass spellcaster, okay? It's not like I'm doing like a lot of cool things. I'm just like really good at hitting stuff. Look, it's fine. I just was genuinely confused. I didn't know what we're
But
going to use the
Darren,
rod
you're so
for.
confident all the time.
The yin and yang how we complement each other is perfect, but I just want to hold on to it.
Yeah, it's so ambiguous that it's like he's bound to do something, and it's just like we can. I'm really excited about that.
Look, just for the listeners at home, Norman, are you telling me you wanna hold my rod?
Yes.
Wanna hold on my rod for me? I mean, okay.
I don't know what that means. Can someone tell me that? What's he saying?
It's kind of like the carrot.
Before he can explain, Darian, you see coming around the corner, because you're in the divot just around the bend, you see kind of reflecting off the walls of this ice cave some flames from this arcane eye, some of the color, the blue. And it's coming around the corner.
Well, sorry to cut the short, gentlemen, but we have another arcane eye coming around the corner. Just I put the meatball in the bag of holding as to not trigger anything, and I get the guys, usher the guys back into the water, where we can try and hide from it.
Who's cold?
You guys quickly dive. Everybody make a stealth check.
With a plus 10.
We're still adding plus 10? Nice. Another natural 20!
Dang.
Yes! For the most pointless things ever! 2 in a row, it's finally happened!
Mine's 4 plus 5 plus 10, so 19.
I wouldn't exactly say that's a waste, Adam. We're trying to hide here.
I know.
That's
It's still not as cool as like the library scene in the second Grand Treasure. That was the pinnacle.
right on. For me, that's a 17 plus 8, which is 25 plus 10 for a 35.
You all dive into the water, Norman especially slick. And you dive in just as the arcane eye is coming around the corner. And you're staying down, kind of pushing underneath one of the icebergs, like making sure you're pushing on it so that you don't like bob back up. And you're all pushing, and Zippy and Norman, you're just kind of trusting in Darian. Darian, you look up and you can see the eye floating over the water slowly. And it looks around.
Oh.
And it looks down at the water right at you guys. But the water's dark and murky. So it raises its eye. And then just floats back down that cave that you entered in from. It seems like it just does kind of like a patrol route.
I whispered to Zippy, do you think he's making up the arcane eye to like for like grandiose or something?
Yeah, I think he's trying to seem cool like he does. We gotta humor him like usual.
Yeah, let's just let him have this one. Darren, you're doing a great job.
Darren, I'm sure it's right beside us. Wow.
Hey, are you patron? Ugh, fine. Look, it just left. Get up. Up.
All right, we gotta do this. Where's that meatball?
Also, I think it's very interesting how you guys were talking underwater, like, very clearly. It's pretty exciting stuff. Luckily, the eyes can't hear. Okay, so I climb back on top of the ice, over out into kind of like the center of the water, and kind of, I, like, wave my hand to bring Zippy over and say, I think if you cast the glyph here, and then we just lower it into the water, it should fall within that 10-foot radius that you definitely mentioned earlier, that the glyph needs to stay within to activate. So why don't you get started on that, and then Norman and we can get into position on the side. Unless you want me to drop the meat in.
No, I can do it. I mean, if we're gonna lose someone, it might as well be me. I already died once. You guys can get used to it.
We're not losing anybody. We just went through a lot of trouble to get you back here. We're not ready about to lose you
I just needed to
again.
hear that again. It just seems so easy last time for you guys.
No, it's just we're not going to lose you. Please just cast the glyph. We'll prep, drop it in, and then get as far away from it as you can before it gets up here.
Okay, here I go.
Norman, what do you plan on bringing out on him?
I'm gonna bane him for sure. Give him a little bit of a weakness. Give you an opening. I got some other things, but I'm gonna see how it all goes first. It's all so situational.
Well,
basically, I don't really know what I'm gonna do.
I would suggest something that will hurt him a lot, because we're trying to take him out very quickly. So, while Bane might be helpful for a long-term endeavor, I think something that'll shut him down real quick is probably more preferable.
Okay, I got Vicious Mockery on lock.
Okay. I might just have to cast haste on myself and just get as many swings as I can in.
All right.
I go to the other side of the room of Darian so that we can pincer move.
The only way you could go, Norman, is up the stairs. Basically, there's no other surface level, lake level platform. It just goes up in a spiral staircase around the room. So you could climb up the staircase a bit.
I'd be closer to where the guards come in, though.
Yes.
Yeah, but isn't there ice cubes, or big icebergs you said floating around?
Yep, you could jump on one of those.
Ooh, okay. I'm in position.
I also stand on an ice cube that's far enough away that if he comes up quickly, I'm not going to get knocked off.
Yeah, you're not going to get consumed.
And I'm not going to get consumed.
Okay.
Hey, Darian, this is cool.
Oof.
Zippy. You have a ball of meat. What would you like to do?
I start the process. I start casting the symbol, and my finger starts glowing, and then
And which symbol is it?
The symbol of death, and you don't want to know how I figured that out.
Okay.
In the ship, don't look in my drawers. Let's just say the bird population of Jadoo has gone down just a bit.
And okay, you're inscribing this symbol. In Zippy's mind, what does this symbol of death look like? What are you exactly drawing?
It looks like the king of Black Bunny Castle with a frowny face.
Oh, the almighty king.
He would sentence people to death all the time if they didn't meet their quotas.
Oh, jeez. Okay. You're scratching in this symbol of a bunny king, frowning. What is the triggering? What is going to be the trigger for this symbol?
I mean, just as soon as it go, either the 10 feet or as soon as it eats it, comes into contact with its throat or tongue or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the trigger.
Now what? The bomb is ready.
I don't know. I start squishing it a bit, like ding dong. Hope maybe he smells it. I look over the edge. Do I see any rumbling or heat bubbles? He's getting excited.
You don't see any heat bubbles or anything. But Darian, you notice the arcane eye is coming back.
Ding dong, food's ready.
Like from the staircase?
It's coming from the cave entrance again. It just keeps going back and forth from there.
Hello,
There's
Mr. Fish.
Wait.
Or
he's a bullywug.
Bullywug.
Zippy, toss it in
Hello?
and hide back on the ice.
1 second, Darian. I gotta get this.
An arcane eye is coming. He controls them. He'll see it. Just throw in the meat.
Throw it where?
Just in the water.
I'm scared, Darian. I didn't know it would come back so quick.
Just throw it in the water.
Okay. But if it's 10 feet, it'll activate.
Well, yeah, but just put it in the water, not 10 feet away from where you just casted it then.
Okay, plop.
Okay, no, get away from it.
Plop.
And I jump off the pier to the left, kind of where their direction is.
Okay.
I'm kind of in the water though, but I'm trying to hide myself.
Man, I want to cast a minor illusion, DM.
All right.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure we're not letting the food sink. We're letting it stay.
It floats. It
on the
floats.
shore.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to cast. Wait a minute. No, these things can see through magic. Never mind. I'm about to, and I go. Never mind.
Okay. You see the meatball is floating next to the water. Zippy, you're kind of swimming as fast as you can, like to the left of it. And you see the arcane eye comes back in the room. And you guys, Darian and Norman, on your icebergs, are kind of hiding behind them, concealing yourself. Zippy, you're kind of swimming right along the wall in the water.
Does Darian tell me to stop swimming so that it doesn't see me?
Yeah, you see like Darian kind of throw his hand up, and he's just like, hold.
Zippy, you freeze.
I never freeze.
That's why he's got fur.
You're about, with your movement speed, I'll say you're about 30 feet from the meatball along the wall. And the arcane eye comes in and immediately locks onto the meatball. And you start seeing bubbles rise into the lake.
Darian like is just kind of like reiterating that to the team. He's like, he sees it.
Oh, it's so spooky.
And you hear boom, 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 as you can feel the walls and the water vibrating as these bullywug hands are climbing up the side of this pit. And Bubba is rising, and you see, Darian, a swirl, kind of another tornado-ish swirl of arcane eyes are rising up and into the lake. And you see they're floating up and filling the space above. They're rising through the water. And Zippy, you're just kind of hugging the wall as one of the bullywug hands slams into the wall just above your head as they're digging in. And you guys are riding your icebergs. As Bubba is opening its mouth, the water is kind of pooling in and whirlpooling into their mouth as they're opening it just before they reach the surface. And you can see flushing in and getting drawn in. It's whirlpooling into the mouth now. The meatball, some of the icebergs. Norman and Darian, yours are far enough away, but Zippy, you don't have really anything to super grab onto, but I'll have you roll a strength check to hold onto the wall. Strength saving throw.
That's a 12 flat because I was -1 before, but I got stronger with Apophis, and now I'm just a flat 0.
You're holding onto the wall as the water's pooling in. It's sinking. It's like a bathtub flushing or a toilet flushing. And you lose your grip of the wall, Zippy.
Oh, no.
As you start floating towards the mouth.
I cast Mage Hand to grab his ear, and I stop him from. Frick, Mage Hand. I cast Mage Hand to stop him from falling in.
Mage Hand floats around over from you to Zippy, grabs his ear, and the arcane eyes notice. And Darian, you see the eyes notice Zippy and the Mage Hand. And you can see they start flickering. And Bubba rises, and the arcane eyes are watching. And Bubba rises out of the water, the meatball on their tongue. And they're rising up. And you can see the eye, their big bullywug eye on the side of their head, like opens and to look at you, Zippy. And then, boom, boom, necrotic damage on their mouth as they kind of go like falling back, slamming into the back wall. Just as shit was gonna go down, the meatball bomb goes off. How much damage did you do?
60 damage.
Hey,
Oh.
nice. That's the perfect average.
Holy shit. Okay. 60 damage. You just hear Bubba scream as 60 damage worth of necrotic just courses through his tongue. And he slams, and the arcane eyes, some of them are fizzling out. because he's just losing concentration. You can feel in the air the heat just kind of explodes, and it's really getting hot in here now. Darian, Norman, you get a surprise round. What are you gonna do?
Freaking right. I just hop up on my iceberg, and I just say, "Now's your chance!" And I cast Hold Person on this thing.
Hold Person on Bubba. Okay. I guess this is why you asked if it was humanoid.
No! That's just a coincidence.
I will make a saving throw for Bubba.
DC 18.
Bubba saves.
No!
You try to hold them, but it's not. He's too big.
Fair enough. Okay.
Darian, they're reeling. The waves in the lake are pooling. What are you going to do?
So I didn't want to interrupt your flow there, but as Zippy was noticed with the mage hand, Darian activated Guile of the Serpent on his Ganala mail, giving me extra movement and an extra attack when I take the attack action. And I stand up on my iceberg and I jump forward with my distance strike, teleporting 10 feet. And once I'm in range, I activate so many things, the spectral katana, and I use Phantom Strike.
Okay. Roll those hits.
Okay, to save everybody from the boring numbers, from all 4 of the hits, that is a total of 63 damage.
Jeez. You Phantom Slash, teleporting to the other side of Bubba while you cut his sides. He goes wailing in pain as blood splurts out into the room. And as these wounds are opened, heat expands. Bubba is like just falling. Arcane eyes are going out above you. They're fizzling out. And heat just explodes into the room. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Dang.
13.
13 plus 1, 14.
So 2 plus 1.
Okay, you all fail as the heat explodes into the room, causing you 14 fire damage.
I'll take half of that.
All right.
With my tiefling ability.
There you go. And Bubba is reeling. They are searching, and the arcane eyes are searching. They see all of you now because the icebergs you're on are just melting down so quickly as well. And Darren, I assume you tried to land on an iceberg after you did your strike on the other side, and you landed on one, but it's still melting as well. Bubba is just going to flail their arms. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw as these big bullywug hands just come trying to slap everything.
Wow. 17 for me.
11 plus 8, 19.
That's a 17 plus 4, so 21.
Okay. You all save as the hand goes whirring by chaotically. They're in a confined space. It's awkward, and they cannot seem to hit you, but the heat temperatures are rising. Zippy, what do you want to do?
Hey, Darian, Norman. I took a few pages out of your book. I think we can't finish this guy off. And then, just like in the summer musical, I start like like Darian did that one time. Power from within, right, Darian? That's what you said.
Take everything I've got.
Zippy's fur starts changing seasons, like Darian.
And then, I think I do remember something back in the back before Norman, you kind of killed me, and it was that Norman, as much as you did kill me, you were pretty cool. And so I turn on the spell I have, Investiture of Flame, and my fur starts glowing, and I start flickering with flame on my little bunny hide, and suddenly flames race across my body, and I start shining, and I become Investiture of Flame, a flame rabbit.
Is anyone else picturing like Sonic?
Yeah, exactly. I'm basically Royce bunny version. I'm immune to fire damage, so the whole Bubba thing. I'm resistant to cold damage. Any creature that moves within 5 feet of me, when my turn or when their turn ended, they take 1d10 fire damage, and I can use my natural flame abilities to create lines of fire, 15 feet long, extending from me. Each creature in that line must take a dexterity saving throw or take 4d8 damage on a failed save. I'm gonna do what Darian does, and I'm gonna jump towards Bubba and try to land on him.
Okay. Athletics check.
Damn it! I got a 3, just flat, because I have 0 strength.
You try to run off an iceberg as you cast it. You try to like jump across icebergs to get to Bubba, but the first one you jump on, it melts and it slips and you fall, and you're about 25 feet away.
Damn it! Sorry, guys.
It was so cool.
You're still owning it, Zip. It looks fantastic.
Can I use any more of my movement, or I just have to do what I need to do here?
Yeah, you'll have to do what you're gonna do there, I would say.
I just cast it anyways, and hopefully it lingers, and he can it deters him from getting close to us. So I use my fire abilities in the water, and maybe somehow the fire will linger on the water or deter him from me. At least I'll be safe from his flame attack.
You start using your fire attacks on the water. I want you... You don't have to... So, do they have to roll something as a saving throw or something? Or is it just attack?
They have to make a dexterity saving throw, but it is only 15 feet long, so I do miss him by 10 feet.
Okay. But since you're doing it in the water, and you're heating up the water, it doesn't really matter your range, because you're just generally adding to the heat. So I want you to roll damage, and then double it.
Whoa. He's not immune to that? Because he makes the water hot, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he can overheat.
Shit. Thanks, DM, for the cool little thing. Oh, shit. I rolled pretty well, too. So it's 4d8, and I rolled 25 on that. So I double it, 50.
You see Bubba you're pouring fire into the water, and it's heating up and bubbling, and Bubba's just like swirling around, so you can see his feet down below are like treading waters, trying to keep up, and the Arcane's eyes are still fizzling out. They're going. The one that you even like saw the meat originally, that one's gone. They're losing strength, and as you heat the water, they like let out a giant and they're just heating up. And as you fire the water and add to the heat, everybody Constitution saving throw again, as he's gonna let out another burst of heat wave.
Oh no. Actually, I'm going to use my reaction, and I'm going to cast Absorb Element.
Okay.
I'm immune, so I don't have to roll, right?
Yeah, you don't have to roll. But Norman.
I get a nat 1.
Okay. Norman, you take, I guess, just regular damage because it would be doubled, but
all right.
Yeah, and you would have it. So I guess you just take 12 damage.
Can I use my reaction to do Hellish Rebuke?
Sure. Hellish Rebuke.
I'm going to say, that was a guppy move. And I do Hellish Rebuke for Flame to try to heat him up to boiling, I guess. They have to make a dexterity saving throw, or else they take 2d10 fire damage, or half as much on a save as a successful one.
So they'll get disadvantage, and I'm certain they failed that with that one.
Let me roll.
And double that damage.
Okay. 17 points of fire damage.
Okay. That's doubled?
No, 14, so 28. 28 points of fire damage. Boom.
Okay. That is enough to put it over the edge. You Hellish Rebuke. Fire starts coursing over Bubba's body, and they're just wailing, and then their voice starts becoming gurgly as you notice. Darian, Zippy, Norman, you can all tell Bubba's going nuclear. You can see you can see his veins are like popping off of his body, and they're not blue veins, they're turning red. His eyes are bugging out, and you can feel the heat is getting explosive. This thing's gonna blow.
Yeah, guys, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. Up the stairs. Let's go.
Darian, what are you gonna do?
Seeing that he's about to burst and I have no means of like shoving him down in the water, Darian turns to Zippy and says, set up the rock wall. Let's sink him before he blows.
Okay.
And I run up the stairs as close to the ceiling as I can get, waiting for Zippy to hopefully create the rock wall that I'm gonna try and break when he creates it.
All right. You use your movement, hopping off the iceberg, and you actually climb up like a bit halfway up the stairs because you can make that jump. And you start climbing up, and you're running up the stairs. Zippy, it's your turn. The fire rabbit. You're melting through your iceberg, and there's very little ice left as Bubba is going nuclear. Zippy, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna have to end my fire Zippy mode. It was really cool while it lasted, but I have a lot.
It was pretty effective.
And probably it's best I stop heating the water so it doesn't accelerate this process. And so my fur dies down, and my ear flops down. Let's just say both my ears are up for that, kind of like a Goku thing. But I then focus to the roof, and I put my hand up, and I focus my rock energy, and I start creating a large wall of stone at the top, which is only connected by a small. As the wall is growing up at the top, I'm only making it super small, connecting to the rock surface at the top, so it's easy for Darian to just kind of either shoot at it or throw something at it.
Okay.
It can't be me though. I have to focus on the wall.
You go up, make a rock wall expand from like a stalactite that's hanging down from the cave ceiling. Expands, and you can see at the base of the stalactite, it's like the weight definitely adds to it as it's seemingly loose and it's overhanging. Bubba, as you can notice, magic, Norman, from their mouth is starting to pool. It's like a miniature sun is brewing in their mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Darian, do something! I can't, please.
It's not my turn.
Norman, it's your turn.
Oh, it's Norman.
I'm still in my iceberg, right?
Yeah, well, there's very little left. If you don't get off it now, you're gonna go in the water.
Wait, does Norman still have the black bow? Maybe he can do it.
No, Darren stole that from me.
Even though you gave it to me.
I secretly wanted it back. He knew that.
Okay.
No, are we laid out in a way that I could pick up Zippy on my way?
Zippy, you went up, right? Like you went up to go cast it, or were you just standing on the iceberg?
I think I ended the flame, and then I kind of crawled onto like the iceberg that I had made a divot in because of my flame.
Yeah.
I think I'm still on the iceberg.
Okay. Yeah, Zippy's still on the iceberg.
So, but we're on different icebergs.
Yep, you could jump across to grab him.
What I want to do, I jump onto his iceberg, I pick him up, and I jump onto land.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Okay. Oh, man. 16.
Okay, that's enough. You're hopping across little icebergs and ice platforms. You see Zippy, you pick him up under your arm, and you dive to the like feeding platform, the rock floor near the surface of the lake, and you slide onto it.
Okay, I look at Darren and I say, you have a way? Because I have an idea. But if you got a way, do yours.
I've got it. And I think it's Darian's turn next. Yeah, Seth?
Yeah, Darian.
So I stand up with Zippy. I stand up with Zippy and make us sure we're not prone.
Okay.
Cool.
Darian sheathes the phantom katana, or the spectral katana, sorry, and you see him cast Zephyr Strike on himself as he draws the dancing blade, the flying sword, and you see him take it and throw it forward at it, activating Zephyr Strike's additional force damage to blow out that rock connection.
Oh, that's sick. Roll just damage. Don't roll the hit.
That's a 17 total.
Okay. 17 damage. You throw the dancing blade, it goes swirling through the air, the stalactite with a big rock wall just hanging off its tip. You slam into it, force damage bursts as this heavy rock wall comes, and you see Bubba is just like, it just magic is building as the heat is rising, and the rock wall just sinks into their mouth, and you can see their head gets pulled back. Their whole head gets pulled backwards as they kind of do a back somersault as the rock wall pulls them down into the water. Their legs kick up through the surface of the water, splashing hot water that feels like just burning lava onto the walls, and sinks, and Bubba's like sinking, and you're like, oh, I hope he goes far enough. You all kind of brace for imminent impact, and then you notice under the water is glowing and glowing as Bubba's sinking and sinking, and you just feel splash, and you just see like it's like a geyser, just water spurts into the area. Everybody make one last Constitution saving throw.
Bring it on. 8.
7.
16.
You all fail as hot water comes pouring on all of you for only 12 damage again. But 12 damage, fire water pours down, and just steam is everywhere as you notice you're covered in some reddish tinted water with some maybe extra frog bits around as you look into the water and notice it's changed in hue and there are new things floating on the surface. But the arcane eyes have all gone out. And Bubba has been bubba'd. I guess.
Bubba got popped.
And that is where we're going to take a break. Hello, everybody. Midroll Seth here, just with a little bit of announcements as per usual. First up, our legend tier patrons. We got Randy, the old timer, Brandon, and Jacob. Not Zippy Jacob, but a new Jacob. Thank you. Or maybe it is Jacob just paying with a different alias. But either way, thank you to all of you, our legend tier patrons. You mean the world to us, as well as all our patrons do. You are the lifeblood of the show, and since we don't run ads and stuff, you make it possible to make it at the quality we do. So thank you. If you want to become a patron, check out our page. We got lots of tiers. I would highly recommend either like the $2 tier to get access to our Discord to play one-shots with us, Jackbox Among Us games, and just hang out. Or say the $5 tier or $10 tier where you can get some more bonus content like bonus episodes, lore, the music down to download so you don't have to search through the episodes to find the songs you like. So all that's up there, and you can check it out. If you want to support us in a non-financial way, tell your friends, tell your family, share it on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, and just spread the word about how awesome it is to be a cheapskate. And then also, if you want, you can join our free Reddit page for a different kind of community. To substitute Discord. It's called r/cheaper by the dungeon. It's great. We do episode discussions there, and there's a lot of cool people there. So check it out. And then also, if you want to stay connected with us on the social medias, we got Twitter at Cheaper Dungeon, Facebook, type in Cheaper by the Dungeon, Instagram, Cheaper_Dungeon. Should we make a LinkedIn? I don't know. I don't know if podcasts do that. But either way, those are the ones we use. Check them out and follow us to stay connected. and hear updates and then see other cool art. If you didn't see it last week or last episode, we released some epic, amazing art of the heist and them in their wetsuits. So go check it out. And in terms of other stuff, our next episode is November 9th. Yes, November 9th is the next episode. We are getting very, very close to the finale of this arc until we move on to the next one. So I hope you've enjoyed Jadoo so far, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. And I will talk to all of you later. All right, bye, everybody. And we're back. And you're basically in a sauna. The cave has completely melted all the ice away. And Bubba is still here in spirit only.
Hold on, Seth. Is there one thing I can do before his body sinks away?
It's pretty much blown to bits, so I don't know if it's a body, but sure, what?
Okay. At 6th level, I've never done that. Oh, I don't know if I've ever done this. Mantle of Whispers. I gain the ability to adopt a humanoid's persona. And then if they die within 30 feet of me, I can magically capture its shadow using my reaction. I retain this shadow until I finish a long rest. I can use an action to burn up the shadow and look like that person for the next hour.
Oh. You try and try, but your shadow does not.
Grr.
Does not change to the Bubba, since they were lower than 30 feet when they detonated.
Ah, dang it. That would have been sick. Oh well.
So yeah, no shadow for you. But everyone, the path forward is clear. Do you want to ascend the stairs? Or do you want to take a breather and rest a little bit after your Bubba bomb?
We don't have time. We have to go.
Yeah, I agree. We need to keep moving.
Yeah, we gotta save the druids and everything. We get the piano key, but then again, remember, those druids.
Right, so we better be quick. Well, with the security system disabled, I think with just a little bit of extra shadow, we should be able to move fairly quickly. So let's do just that. And I cast another Pass Without a Trace on all of us, so we can move quickly, unimpeded.
Okay. You all start ascending the stairs as quickly as possible, and you reach the top, exiting the cave. And you notice there's a thin hallway with rock walls on either side that leads to a little bit of a more circular room with a ladder that goes straight up. Do you want to walk just right to the ladder?
Can I do just a quick look around, make sure there's no other, like, traps or anything? I mean, I doubt it with Bubba, but just a quick cursory glance.
Perception check.
Natural one. Right on.
Seems good to you.
Cool. Let's keep going.
Okay. Darian, you take the first step through, and this is a pretty, like, a single file hallway to the ladder. And as you're walking through, it's pretty tight. You put your foot out, your right foot out, and then you feel your leg just all of a sudden catch on the thinnest of magic wires as two rocks from the wall just slam together. They're like gravity just intensifies and attracts them together like magnets, and two rocks slam on your ankle, dealing you...
Oh, no saving throw? Nothing? Oh.
Darian, break a leg.
22 damage.
Ugh.
Make a dexterity saving throw so that you don't fall into potentially more wires.
Gosh. Well, that's not great. That's a 12 total.
Can I try to grab him?
Okay. Norman, try to grab him before he falls. I'll have you roll an acrobatics check.
Ooh, okay. My third natural 20. Wow. It's finally happening. On the most menial of tasks, I grab Darian. Yeah.
Darian, your ankle gets slammed as you stumble forward, and you can see you're falling face first, and Norman grabs your swimsuit, your wetsuit, and pulls you back as your face is dangling. Your eyes, you can see a thin, arcanic wire is in front of your face.
You okay? Come on. I pull him back up.
Thank you.
Darian, you gotta be more careful.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, you're usually much surer-footed than that.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I am still a little winded after that last one with Bubba. Sorry.
Your ankle's bleeding.
Oh, yeah, got a little crushed there.
A little crushed? That looks messed up, dude.
Darian just leans down, does a quick cure wounds on his leg.
You fix it like how they fix wounds in Far Cry games. Like, you like break it and then fix it. And it's good.
Love it.
But sure, okay, roll your cure wounds and heal it. Norman and Zippy, you can clearly see now, after witnessing that, with your passive perception, you can notice now, since you're looking for it, thin wires all over this wall that have been placed, probably by the guards when they left.
Okay, like, are we able to walk through them?
You could, but you'd trip them. They seem to be like gravity magic
No,
trip
but like,
wires.
could we, like Mission Impossible, could we navigate through them, or is it kind of impossible?
You could, but it would be a check.
I see. I want to get up my wand of... No, I want to just cast the spell. Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Nice.
I try to originate, like, if there is one, like, the source of this spell. If it's coming from, like, a certain object in the wall. If not, I try to cast it as, like, just like a general spray, like Febreze.
Make an Arcana check.
I don't know if this will work.
I tell Norman about like the wires that I saw to hopefully try and help
I
him
see them, Darian.
understand it.
Thank you. While you're doing your cure wounds, I'm brainstorming it. 15 plus 13, 28.
28?
Yeah, I barred double proficiency things, yeah.
Okay. This is a thin hallway, but it's about 10 feet tall. And you're looking around and you look up and you can sense potentially the source. You see a little spider totem that seems to be stuck to the ceiling.
Sometimes I have quite a knack for finding the most insidious of traps. I dispel it.
You dispel, and the wires fade away, and the totem spider falls.
Can I catch it?
You catch it, and you have a graviturgy spider.
Oh man, this is so cool.
Oh my God.
This little spider can weave thin gravity lines that can connect two things together. They can do up to 12 at a time, and when those are interacted with, they will slam together.
This is so cool. You are a most gracious DM. Thank you.
For 3d10 damage if triggered.
That
Sick.
explains my ankle.
Okay, I pocket it for now. Darian, look, isn't this cool? Look. Ooh, I hold it close to his ankle. Ooh, can I have it again? Ooh.
Ooh, watch out, Darian. Watch out.
That's it'll get you. I put it away.
I hate spiders.
The ladder is before you, and you can see it just goes up a way, and then there's kind of a circular, almost manhole cover to move.
Well,
Man, now I'm nervous to do anything.
I guess I will try and inspect this manhole again.
You inspect the room, the ladder, everything, investigation check.
Okay, that's better. That's a 16 plus 4, so 20 not natural.
You notice the manhole's actually a piano on a thin rope, and it was going to be cut and crushed Darian. No, you notice, and you're on guard, but this room seems to be okay.
Okay, then feeling a little more confident now that I've actually had like a good thorough check, but still being a little nervous. I move forward and slowly crack the manhole to see if I see any guards or anybody who may be passing by.
Okay. Roll perception again.
That is an 11 plus 7 for an 18.
Just before you lift it, you hear some footsteps above in whatever room this leads into, and then a door close. And then you hear silence, so you assume it's okay. And you lift the manhole cover and look in, and you can see it's a freezer. It's a freezer room, like a walk-in freezer for a kitchen. There's some hanging meat and other foods and vegetables in there. And you can see there. It seems like this is where they kept not only food for the castle and people, but also Bubba's food.
Okay. And it sounds like somebody like just left the room.
Yeah, it seems like somebody just closed the freezer door.
So I'm going to, slowly open the manhole cover so it's nice and quiet. And then I'm going to stealthily climb into the freezer.
All right. You all enter in, and yeah, it's a freezer. And it's kind of refreshing after the heat you just experienced and what's a sauna down there now. But you look through the door. You can see the door has a little window, like a little freezer window. And you can look through and peer in stealthily. And you can see there's two bullywugs in chef outfits cooking in this quite magical kitchen. They have some floating knives that kind of act as like dancing blades almost for them, and mage hands preparing stuff. They seem like they're just cooking a meal.
And do they have like a good line of sight on the freezer?
Yeah, it seems to be okay, or at least like basically you're at one end of the kitchen. The exit into the hallway to the castle is at the other end, and there's basically a big island table that they work at with counters all around the perimeter of the room.
Are they like facing the freezer or facing the exit? Or neither?
One is facing a wall, just the right wall. You can assume like you're on the back and staring forward is the exit. So on the right, there's somebody working at a counter just to the right. And the other one is working at an island and they're facing the freezer.
So if we were to like crack it open or open it or anything, they would see. Yeah, well, we do have a nice stealth bonus. That's not gonna like, I don't know, stop them from seeing a door open. So
I could make them look the other way with thaumaturgy. I could create a sound past them.
I like that. You could slam like a window or some blinds open or something, and as they go to fix it, we can sneak out.
Okay. Window. Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna make the sound of breaking glass and like a strong wind for a moment. No, breaking glass and then shuffling footsteps past them around the corner.
Into the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. Smash in the walks. They both perk up. The one facing the right wall looks at the one at the island, and the one at the island turns back and walks out into the hallway while the other one continues working.
Perfect. So the one that left was the one looking at the freezer.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Then let's jump out, stay low, and kind of like maneuvering around, the different kitchen counters in the room. We'll kind of, Jurassic Park when they're hiding from the velociraptors.
Yeah.
We're going to basically do that through the kitchen.
Okay. Stealth check.
All my math, 21.
Even 30. 12 plus 8 plus 10.
22. 8 plus 4 plus 10.
You all creak open the door as quietly as possible and slide out into the kitchen, ducking and going around the counters. Zippy, you notice on the table to your left some carrots.
Oh.
But they don't have long leaves, and they're pretty shitty.
What?
Norman, you notice on one of the stoves over a fire, a pot seems to be filled with tomato soup. But this is totally not your recipe. And therefore probably also shit. And Darian, you notice on the island where that bullywug was working is some cooked meat. That actually seems pretty delicious, but to Darian is shit.
Yeah. Oh, I can't believe you'd ruin it.
I want to wave my wand of detect magic, DM. It's all foods that we hate.
You wave your wand thinking this must be an illusion, but you only detect a mage hand helping the other chef, some regular like wards and glyphs of fire and stuff to help with cooking, and nothing out of the ordinary. It honestly just seems like bad luck, and that this was put here just to irk you.
Nice.
To curse you.
I walked right into the beam. That's fantastic.
Out of all the things you've done, this is the worst. This is the one that hurt our characters the most. But do you all want to keep continuing out to the hallway?
Yeah, well, I'm going to quick peek into because the other chef went into that hallway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I just want to lean in and just kind of peek out to see if the chef went farther or if he's like about to walk back in and we need to like reposition.
Okay. You look and you can see they're still kind of distracted by the noise, but they're right around the corner. Like if they turned around, they would be like right at the entrance.
Do I recall from the maps that we looked at of where the vault is, what direction I should be wanting to go?
You can actually tell, yeah, because the kitchen's kind of a noticeable spot, you can tell that you're actually, if you leave and you go the other way, so they're on the left side of the doorway. If you keep going down to the right, you'll enter into kind of a circular room, which is the statue room, the main lobby area.
So then quickly, while they still seem distracted and looking there, I quickly motion to Norman to get him to do a thaumaturgy farther down the hallway that he's looking.
I want to do like a clanging. I imagine like a some kind of metal display. I want like a ching 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 ching. Further down.
Okay.
I want to add a touch of reverb too, so it sounds like it could be further away.
You make a cast further down the hall, and almost as if there was an exclamation mark that just popped over their head. They feel like there's something down there, and they follow.
I just looked at Darian and I say, these suckers will fall for everything.
So as he starts going farther down the hallway away from us, I pull the guys out and continue down the hallway that we need to go.
You keep continuing down the hallway, and you are sneaking by, making sure to stick to a wall and pass by. You can hear some guards in some of the rooms that you sneak by as you're going down the hall, and you can hear some talking. Hey, where'd that arcane eye go? I thought it's supposed to follow us. Maybe it's patrolling. Whatever. Seems like people will take note of the arcane eye's disappearance.
I turn to the guys and go, I told you the eyes were real.
All right, Darian. Sure, yes.
Darian, I'll believe you next time.
But he just said, it's fine, whatever, let's keep going.
You keep going, and you see on the second floor, you're actually on the second floor, not the first floor. You enter into a circular room, and you're kind of on a balcony that envelops the room, leading to other hallways, but the balcony has a giant hole in the center because a large statue protrudes out, and it's about 3 floors tall. It goes, you can see even above, there's a 3rd floor, and you can see it's this large statue of Verulius with a flowing robes and their wide-brimmed hat and their mouth just open as it seems like they're casting a spell with a wand outstretched in this large statue form. And all of you kind of go to the banister, and you also hear down below a voice very similar that goes, "Yeah, basement brouhaha, basement brouhaha." It's Apophis and Bradley, and you can tell, looking down and peering down stealthily, that the group is making their way through the lobby, and they're going down a corridor, and you can see Randy and Robin are at the back, and they're kind of like quietly talking to each other, because this is where Robin's got to be set up as the lookout. But you can tell that they come to a stop as the guides, the Wizard Council guides, the Kenku and Bullywug, turn and go, "Yes, well, this is the statue of Verulius, a spitting image of him in his prime. Not that he's ever lost his power, but just, prime of youth. But here he is, looking very majestic and very amazing." And they're all like, "Woo, yeah! Now I want to meet the real thing! Come on, show me the king!" And they're like, "Well, we will be taking a bit more of a tour before we get there, but if you want, this time we can take a break here. You can spread out. There's a gift shop at the corner, I believe, and you can take a break. We just need to deal with something with Letitia outside again briefly, but you all entertain yourselves. And Jean-Pierre, you stay here." And the bullywug turns to the Kenku, and the Kenku nods and then points their big beak down to the ground, as they always are kind of looking at their feet. And the bullywug leaves. One Wizard Council member seems to be babysitting right now, as the basement brouhahas are just kind of walking around the base of the statue.
Might be the time. Might be do or die right here.
I hop on the walkie-rocky. Oh gosh, I can never remember what this stupid rock is called. But I pop on the walkie-rocky and quietly radio Randy and say, Randy, look up.
Oh, hey, guys. Oh, what? Oh, hey, guys. You made it in. Damn. How'd I go in there?
It's fine.
I make a mage hand of a giant thumbs up.
Pretty good, all things considered, but we need to get Zippy out on Verulius's tongue. So we need to make sure that Kenku and none of the team sees. Can you guys make sure that happens?
All right. Okay. Well, lucky for you, there doesn't seem to be any arcane eyes around any, or at least in here, so that's good.
You're welcome.
But yeah, the Kenku.
He's looking down all the time anyway.
Yeah, but I don't want to take a risk. I'll get Apophis and Bradley to do something. You guys hang tight.
Right on. We'll keep an eye out.
And you can see Randy goes over to Randy whispers to Robin. Robin nods. And then Randy goes to Apophis and Bradley and whispers. And they kind of like agree. And then Bradley just goes, "Oh man, I totally need a bathroom right now, and I need to go for a big one. Yeah, huge bathroom trip coming."
Dumperoonie.
And Apophis is like, "Oh, as he mentioned that, totally could go as well. What does everybody feel? Yeah?" And all the other people are like, "I don't have to go." And then Apophis is like, "Oh man, but even if you got a little bit, you don't want to have any going into Verulius, I'm sure, because you're gonna just unload as soon as you see him, probably." And they're all like, "I guess. I don't know." And Bradley's like, "Man, if I don't go right now, problems. At least for me. And I don't want to miss any of that. And I think everybody can agree that I was the MVP of this win, and that what I should say should go." And they're all like, "Yeah, I guess that is true. Bradley did help us a lot. Well, you know what? Bathroom trip does sound all right." And everybody's like, "Yeah, bathroom." And the Kenku just kind of like face palms and still looks at the ground and doesn't say a word and just like beckons, "Follow this way." And they leave down a hall, and they're all making a train, just like a single file line down the hall. And they're like, "Basement brouhaha is going to. We'll finish the rest in your head." And they're gonna go down the hall to the bathrooms as the coast is clear. And Randy goes, "On your radio."
Okay, that should work for a little bit. Where do you want Robin situated?
Keep her at the base of the statue for lookout.
Okay. Robin, you got that?
She's like, "Yeah, got it."
Okay. I'm gonna just keep my eye on. I might slip away as well, and maybe get to the front of the castle just to watch not only the outside and watch for James when he comes, but also make sure that our getaway hallway here is clear for when it's go time.
Sounds like a plan. And if you see the druids, let us know.
Yeah, you got it. Don't worry, Zip. We'll help them somehow, I guess.
We'll do our best. I mean, yeah.
All right. Okay. Good luck, guys. And, keep in touch.
DM, I want to cast Disguise Self on myself.
Okay.
And I want to look like a mason worker. I can still be like do you know what? I'll be a human, cover in with some work pants that I'm sure I did stone carving back at the Calm Cloud Islands. AKA mason work, stone carving. And I want to look, and I want to have measuring strings so that if someone comes up to us, I want to look like I'm there measuring the statue for like maintenance issues or something like that.
Okay.
I'm burning through my spells here.
You transform into this human-looking mason.
I want to
worker.
look like Gus from back in season 1. He was the pirate with all the tattoos that asked me about the pirate place, and we later on established that he was a 10 out of 10. So
Yeah, okay. 10 out of 10 Gus. Yeah, right.
Norman's trying to compensate.
Okay.
How do I look,
for
guys?
earlier.
You transform, and you look like the working man.
oh yeah.
But the statue's before you. Robin's in place. The crew is distracted.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some maintenance on excuse me this statue. Gotta take some measurements. La da da da.
Yeah, I mean, this thing needs a lot of work.
Well, you never know who might see through it, pal. Get back to work.
Okay, well, Zip, you're up. Why don't you go,
Zippy's got it. Come on.
why don't you go, why don't you go measure that tongue?
Make sure all the teeth are still in place there.
1 second, you know me, I have to start at the bottom or I made at the top. Yep, 1 toe, 2 toe, 3 toe.
Okay, that's, I think all the toes are there. Why don't you just head on up?
1 finger.
The most elaborate thing for a disguise without a trace that we've ever done.
Yep, just maintaining this thing.
You're looking around, Darren, and you can see that, like, while Norman and Zippy are really getting into the role play, there actually isn't very much, like, it's not heavily guarded around here. They're probably all mostly away from the castle, searching for the crystal.
Right on.
We'll see.
They probably wouldn't be checking right under their nose.
Literally.
I'm near the tongue, and I look around. Is there anything suspicious, DM?
Zippy, you look in the mouth, and you can see it's actually quite well carved in the mouth, and it looks like it goes down, and the tongue goes down into the belly. And you can notice on the tongue, there's a symbol, a little magical glyph like the one on your hand from Verulius. But it's black and grayed out, and it looks like it's a part of the stone.
And it doesn't seem like there's any guards or anything around?
No?
Daily maintenance.
Alright, and I just slap the tongue. Slap. Like I'm slapping a horse or something.
You slap, putting your palm right on the symbol. And a flash of green magic comes from it. And you feel Norman and Darian, wind starts to pick up. And you start feeling like it's like it's suctioning in air. Zippy, you right in the mouth. You see your hand is starting to shrink as your arm is starting to shrink. And the suction from the mouth is just billowing in, and the air is swirling and swirling, and you can feel you're getting pulled into the mouth, and you feel like you're shrinking. And you can see Norman and Darian. Zippy is decreasing in size before ultimately, Zippy, you fly in to the mouth.
Whoa, didn't expect that.
Norman, Darian, the wind is still billowing, but it's not as powerful near you. What do you want to do?
Yep, looks like we gotta go help investigate the tonsillitis question we got from the guys.
I grab Norman and just throw him at the billowing wind, and then run and jump behind him.
As you jump, you can feel the scale of the statue is getting larger and larger, mainly because you're getting smaller and smaller, and you fly into the gob. And you're falling, you fall in, and it goes dark as you look up, and you can just see the tongue and the light that goes into the mouth from the statue from outside fades away, starts turning to black, and you're falling. And Zippy, you're further down, but you can see they're following after you, behind you, and you're free falling until you see a light down in the distance in this void, and you can see it's getting closer and closer as you see it's a floating island, kind of like a Jadoo island, but much smaller, just a floating little island with some torches lighting on it in a little cottagey house on this grass surface. As you feel you're slowing down and your feather falling automatically, and you land on the grass. Norman, Darian, you fall too and land on the grass. And you look and see just a few trees around this little cottage house on this little floating island in the middle of this pitch black void.
Does this look like Verulius' cottage when we spoke to him in the painting?
To you, Norman? Almost exactly.
Where are we?
Guys, this is either the very same or a very good replica of Verulius' cottage home. Looks like a perfect replica. So much so, I wonder if it is just a replica at all. Maybe it's more.
It feels a bit like a pocket dimension. I mean, it's not uncommon to pick something you know that would feel more comfortable. Maybe you just wanted to feel more safe and secure.
For a private getaway.
Regardless, we should start looking.
Well, I mean, now I kind of want to take the statue. If any of us need little vacations, we should just hop in the mouth. This place is pretty nice.
I need a mouth break, you know?
That's what we should call it. That's probably what Verulius called it.
Mouth break. The mouth escape. We'll workshop it.
Unfortunately, most of his bodyguards probably thought it meant breaking someone's mouth. Poor Jadoo residents.
Hey, by the way, do you know what's the perfect time to go there during the day? 2:30.
Oh my god, he probably said that all the time.
Yeah, he sounded like a man of good taste when it came to humor. Let's go inside.
Okay.
You go inside. It's just a lovely little cottage with a nice wooden table, a little kitchen area, a little stools in front of a fireplace. And you can see it just seems simple. A little study with bookcase too, and a bed. It's just all open. It's like a bachelor-esque open space.
I look for paintings on the walls.
Investigation check.
18.
You're looking and looking for paintings, and you see one over the fireplace.
I walk up to it. I want to see if it's like the same kind of magical paintings that we've seen before on Jadoo.
It seems like an odd painting because it's a painting of the cottage from afar.
Does anything look different on the cottage than what we saw outside?
Yes, the tiki torches are off. It looks like there's no tiki torches lighting, but there are candles lit. It looks like a nighttime aspect of the cottage, but with candles inside the house turned on. And where you are right now, there's no light in the house besides from the outside.
Never mind, guys. This place is creepy.
It is creepy, but I'm also so freaking intrigued. I don't know. Sorry, No, I know what you mean.
Well, I mean, what do we know about Verulius? Like, would he keep anything cool, like, under the mat or something, or?
Well, from the little experience with spellcasters and wizards that I have, they tend to be very protective of their secrets, so very rarely can you just walk in a door to find it. So I'm assuming we're going to need to find something else to take us, I don't know, to the next step.
Secret, please come out. Secret, in my mouth. Look in. Maybe there's a pocket dimension in here.
Here, Zip, open up. No, I mean, hey, very good.
Dude, get your hand out.
Hairball.
It's not gonna work. We tried.
DM, I'd like to try two things if I can.
Okay.
I'm burning through all my stuff here, but I hate, but that's what it's for. I want to I want to use my wand to detect magic again.
Use your wand of detect magic, and you can tell kind of this whole space is slightly magical, but you don't notice any specific like wards or glyphs or magics.
Okay.
Just kind of general illusion and transmutation, and there's a bit of everything.
Okay.
Nothing weird on the painting.
The painting, no, it just seems to be a painting.
Okay. I get up and I casually walk over to the painting and I rest my hand on like the border of the painting, and I just let my thumb graze the canvas to see if I go through.
You graze your thumb along the canvas and nothing.
Okay. I want to use my medallion of detect thoughts next. I just want to see if there's other consciousnesses here. Is there anything of intelligent thought in this place besides the three of us?
You cast your medallion of detect thoughts, just searching for surface level thoughts. What's Darian's surface level thought?
The secret has got to be connected to this painting.
I'm getting there.
What's Zippy's thoughts?
Maybe if they just looked even further down my throat. There might be something. Or maybe under the mat. I don't know.
You do hear a third thought, but it's static.
What? When's the last time I heard that? It was with
The rabbit.
Oh, it's all connected. Who knew?
But I think he's trying to say the Black Bunny is near.
Maybe.
Well, this is a weird subspace. The Black Bunny seems to operate kind of in weird subspace and dreamlike dimensions, so I mean doesn't seem too far-fetched. But
Wait, Zip, didn't you mention an attic? You said that he mentioned an attic, the Black Bunny, to you.
Yeah, I guess he did. Something about going upstairs, I don't know. But he did mention.
does the cottage have an attic?
Yeah, I look for like a ceiling entrance, like access.
There is none.
Alright, so it's the painting. If we were to make the painting match the cottage, like what would we need to do that? Like to the cottage that we're at?
The tiki torches outside would have to be extinguished, and then inside have a candle lit.
Hold on. But before you do, Darian, what if we just affected the painting to match what's here? You're right. We could probably do this first before we bother painting.
Right.
Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Before you start ruining property.
I just have some paint. I happen to have paint,
right.
so thought I bring it up. But yeah, you do your thing.
I say, okay, go grab a candle and place it like it is in the photo. I'm gonna go put out the torches.
Oh, Darian, getting a little creative, eh? Are we just gonna give up and make this our home?
Sure, something like that.
Ooh, okay. I'll fluff out the mat.
Okay, no, don't actually change anything else.
Meanwhile, in Zippy's head, it has to be under the mat. They just think I'm fluffing it. Don't mind me.
I find a candle, or I try to find a candle, or I pull my own candle. I probably have some of my own.
You find a candle and some like fire sticks that you could use, dip in the fireplace, and then put on the candle.
Okay.
I go and douse the tiki torches and come back inside.
Norman, you light the candle, and Darian, you're outside dousing one, dousing the other, and it gets really dark. And Zippy, you're checking under the mat, and then you hear,
I knew it.
and you look at the fireplace, and it's not there anymore, and you just see a stairway down into a basement.
So maybe the Black Ball Bunny didn't know what an attic was. They thought it was the basement or something like that. Okay.
Well, a basement's just under the mat anyway, so I was right.
Zip, I think you should lead the way on this.
Oh, okay. Well, I did fancy myself kind of in charge of this operation, so yeah, I will. I'm kidding, guys. Darian, you go.
Oh, sure. Let's do it.
But I'll show you how, just in case. I go ahead of him.
I bring up the rear. I'll go in the back.
Be careful, Darian. This is how you kind of check corners. And as we're going down the staircase, I'm like peering around, and I'm sure Darian's just rolling his eyes behind me.
He is, and then the second you turn to like look at his expression, he just starts nodding like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Oh yeah. See, you're paying attention. All right. It's things like this. It won't get you killed, Darian. Trust me. I know.
For sure, definitely.
Whoa, wait. It's starting to get a little dank down here. DM, why is it starting to get a little dank?
It is starting
There's
to
just
get a
that
little
good kush.
It's very dark. Does anybody want to bring a light down or start a light?
We all have low light.
We all have night vision.
Fine. You go down, and you don't want to make it a cool art piece for any potential
All
fan.
right, I light a candle.
No, I'm kidding.
Ah, it's so bright.
Give them all night vision goggles. You go down into the basement, and you notice there's loose papers on the ground, and it's very musty, very dank. And there's loose papers all around, and it seems to be just like desk after desk piled with papers and drawings and writings. And you notice on a big board, kind of like a vision board thing where it's like all these like ties and knots and string connecting all these things, like an investigation board, are these notes. And in the center of the board is a drawing of the Black Bunny. These are probably the notes Verulius mentioned to you, Zippy. Also in the room, there is a door. Just a door frame. No handles, but a slit down the middle. It's like you could push it open, but it's just a wooden door.
Can I grab all the notes?
Sure, yeah. You go trying to like collect all the notes, and as you're collecting, you're reading a few, just kind of skimming them. And you take one, and you briefly see just a brief headline. It seems like a lot of like journal entries. And one just says, Coco often separates from the group at night to wander. I decided to follow him out of curiosity and saw he was actively tracking something. I guess rangers are always on the hunt. And then you read another one, briefly. Now that we are finally working together, I believe we can finally catch that damn ball. Of course, with a few cleverly placed wards and glyphs and symbols, almost anything is possible. Then another note. Nothing works, and its appearances are never consistent. I feel like it's starting to haunt Coco's dreams. I can only imagine how much that bouncing noise rings throughout his head. Then another one. A conversation. I could not understand it, but we finally managed to connect Coco and the Black Bunny. For some reason, it seems that Coco has been chosen by them for a specific mission. They left before we could find out more. And you keep reading more and more.
What do they say, Zip?
Coco sleeps more nowadays. He says it helps him get closer to the other side. I just have to have faith that we will all be able to make it there. Coco is determined to make it to the God's realm, but no records show of a way to get there. No plane has access. If only I had more gazers to access. The other side calls to Coco in various ways, and no matter what I try, I can't hear it. Sarsgon seems to be very needy and pushy. They have no patience. I feel like Coco is keeping key details from their conversations from me. What is that beat that the two of them tap to? Coco is leaving. He says Gong told him it is time for the leap. Once over there, he is sure that they'll be able to build the bridge back for the rest of us. Coco has taken too long. I will need to find a way to ensure we can all cross over. Bling may have the answer. And that's all the notes I have. Does that jump out to anyone?
I
mean, Coco seems like a bit of a grifter.
I think that's the Black Bunny's name. Gong. That was the name he used before he, the leap. That was him leaving the plains to build some kind of bridge or connection to come back. And I mean, I guess it failed because now the Black Bunny's back contacting you unless Unless you're like the other side of this bridge.
And my thought is, did it fail or did Coco fail? Is it even possible? Because if it's really dangerous, I don't know how
But
I
why
feel
was-
about this ball contacting you.
But why was Coco being secretive, I wonder? Why wouldn't he tell them all the details?
No, but he did. So it seemed he was being secretive at the beginning, but then as time went on, he partnered with Verulius to solve the puzzle that was this black bunny, and that's where he learned to facilitate or to mediate or whatever you want to call it, the conversation between the two. And
It says right here, Darian, near the end, I feel like Coco's keeping key details from the conversations with me.
Fair enough. You're right.
When you were speaking with the black ball, Zip, was it a similar scenario where it was hard to make out what he was saying? And
It was super hard to make out. It was all very cryptic. I mean, but I have no problem sharing the information. But I think, but Rulius couldn't understand from what I gather.
I think you could only just make the connection, but that Coco and you can understand.
I wonder if it has something to do with your ability to manipulate dreams. You know, something that allows you to transcend. It's kind of what Viso was telling us, that all the planes and all the souls are connected in that giant tree. So perhaps because you can navigate through the stems and branches and the roots of that tree, perhaps you can get to a place where none of us have been able to go, and maybe because the two of you can move anywhere, that's how you can transcend these planes.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
the other thing, not to get too deep into the conspiracies here, but, you know, we've had multiple people say that you look just like Coco. Maybe to some degree you are? Like, I don't know, maybe some kind of...
But Darian, how many times do I have to give you my backstory?
No,
I grew up in the Bramble
I
Patch.
understand, but look, in the Feywild, we kind of have our own sense of what happens to souls in the Feywild. It's more of like a cycle of rebirth in the Feywild, as opposed to going to the heavenly realms. It's a long story, but it was kind of part of the abandonment of the Fey people. We kind of created our own cycle. But maybe...
I don't know though, Darian. There's like more and more Lapines every day. We pop out just like the carrots.
Sure, but maybe
Rebirth
there's
would just
some
be
kind
way
of...
too much.
But maybe there's some kind of rebirth happening here. Like, what I'm trying to say is that rebirth is not a new concept in our world. So maybe you are the rebirth of Coco to be the other side of this bridge. Maybe that's why this bunny, Gong, keeps pestering you. Maybe it's trying to help you remember.
I'm gonna have to ask my parents about that.
I don't.
Either way,
I really don't think they would know about that, Zip. But sure.
Well, who would know? They're my parents.
Well, I think only Gong would know.
Zippy, you notice there's some more notes lying around you could gather to read at a later time if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll grab them.
that means we weren't able to discern properly.
You pick up the rest of the notes. There's a little handy like binder notebook that you can just slam them all into and put into your bag.
Slam.
Well,
And they're mine now.
is there anything else that would indicate, potentially some secrets to go deeper? Because clearly we don't see the piano key in this room, right?
Well, there's another room.
Yeah, he said there was another room.
Oh, the door, right. Okay, well, let's go check out that door.
All right, let's go.
You push open the door and it slides out, just creaking slightly. And you can see it's an earthy tunnel. It's like it's in the island. And you can see it opens very quickly, just into open space. And there's a wand in a holster on the wall, but there is no path before you. It's just empty, void space. You could fall out right now. But you just see it's a hole that leads into the void.
All right, spellcasters. Who wants to use the wand?
I mean, as tempted as I am, it seems like this is Zippy's journey to cross.
Well, if you all insist, I grab it.
You grab it.
Cool. I always wanted a wand.
You notice as you grab it and wave it slightly, the earth moves and it starts to shake.
Oh, do you guys feel that?
A little.
What is that?
Do you think someone's doing maintenance on the statue outside? That's our job.
Wave the wand again.
Okay, well, waving the wand. Do.
You wave, and the earth starts to move. And before you, chunks of earth start flying up and out from this island you're on, creating a pathway for you to walk. As you follow this path that seems to just continuously be built further into the darkness, you see some other floating islands pass by. You see one that has a skyscraper similar to the ones you saw on the moon, and you see another island that passes by that's seemingly housing some large snails that remind you of the one you saw in the Rorona reservation. Then new islands with new things that you haven't seen before start growing. One, a pond with lavender growing around the ring of it. Another with a pile of scrolls. And a lonely little island with a robe and several wands floating around it. And then light starts to emerge in tall pillars just endlessly arcing up off in the distance where the bridge is being built towards. One after another, more pillars of light just keep emerging into the scene. And then walls appear. Large walls with a huge stone archway comes into view as the bridge extends to the entrance to this gated area. You enter in and see large ziggurat-like altars with these pedestals at the top of them, housing these square beams of light. And within those light barriers, you see grand treasure clues. All different pieces of items and materials. A hilt of a sword, a page of a book, a wheel to a wagon. All different, but all having similar symbols of Salem on them. The ziggurats line the walls of this compound, with the center being a flat stone surface. And in the middle, you see a construct standing there. And you are in the vault. And that's where we're going to end the episode.